Alright, first things first, I'm thinking I'm gonna go ahead and remove this antenna out of the way just so we can get to this part here and won't have any interference. But basically I'm just using a wrench. Break that bad. Just like that. It's out of there. This process on the other side. We'll be back. Alright, so next is we have to cut that tab. So I don't know if you guys see, but right here there's a tab. I cut that tab off, and you know there's a small little piece there, but I don't see that being an issue. I'm gonna grab the bracket and do a test fit and make sure these fit up in the hole. Alright, so I put the bracket in there. The bracket has a tab here on the front that comes down. Just make sure that's facing towards the front of the vehicle. Per the instructions, it says to drill out the holes to make sure that the upper bracket fits through the top holes. I haven't drilled anything yet, but I wanted to show you guys. If you can see there, those tabs, they're not fully protruding through the hole, so that's where the drilling with the Dremel is necessary. So I'm gonna go ahead and break out the Dremel and open those holes up so that those tabs right there and right there go into the holes. All right, I'll be back. Guys, that seemed to work really well. I'm only working on these sides here. When I put that plate in, it looked like the side facing the back and then the side facing the front of the vehicle were the sides that needed to get opened up. So I drilled these out with the bit. I'll put the plate in there so you can see what I'm talking about. And you gotta kind of lift this a little bit to slide it underneath. Oh yeah, see I barely opened that up, and it's gone in pretty easy now. Nice. Okay, next we're gonna want to mark the holes. Just going to mark these holes. Okay. Actually just gonna go ahead and slip this other bracket in there to make sure everything's aligned. So the way you want to do this is it's intended to go behind the factory bracket, so it will just kind of just fall into place just like that. It's real simple, and then you can kind of move it back and forth and try to get the holes aligned with the existing holes on the lower or on the upper bracket here, but the lower portion. All right, that looks pretty good. So what I'm doing is I'm looking at these holes here and I'm making sure they're aligned at the bottom, and then I'm looking up at the top, and let me show you guys what I'm looking at here. So if you can see, sorry about the glare, but the holes are lined up as for the factory holes here are aligned. Okay, next we're gonna want to start drilling out these holes, but you want to make a pilot hole. So what I got here is a 30-second drill bit. I'm going to start off with that, and I believe it calls for step up to 5/16. So, oh boy, there's no going back after this. Now we're gonna do the one that calls for 17-30 seconds. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use the 5/16 as a pilot just to get the hole started, and then I'll step it up to, I don't have 17-30 seconds, so I'm going to use the 1/2" drill bit that I have, and just work from there. Here we go. Yeah, as you can see, it's tight. Let me see if I can open it up a little bit. Yeah, still not quite what we want. I don't want to oblong it, because then we might not be able to get this nut cert to work properly. Okay guys, what I'm gonna do, you know, I'm sitting here and I tried with the drill bit, but it won't get it any bigger than that. So I'm gonna try that same bit I used to open up the holes for that upper bracket. I don't know if this is a metal bit. I want to say it was for wood, but I'm just gonna give it a try, see what happens. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a wrench, throw it on there, probably hold this top here with a ratchet, and then start cranking down on this guy and see if that'll tighten up the nut cert. Stay tuned. Alright, so next we're gonna want to drill out the holes. Alright, now we're gonna start putting it together, putting the bolts in and locking it all down into place. finished up the driver's side. Again, it's the same procedure, but I'll show you something. So in here there was this little connector. I think that's adaptive cruise control or something like that. I don't have it on here, which is why there ain't nothing connected to it, but I basically popped this out of the way, and on this side there's actually a pre-existing hole where this bolt goes. I just did the same thing, and I made the hole bigger, and that's it. That's the only difference on this side. Pretty much everything is the same, so you'll follow that same procedure. The only other thing you're gonna do on this is move this wire out of the way, pop that little connector out of the way. I just pried it out of the way. Okay, so the next step is for these panels to be marked and cut. So you can kind of see these need to get cut out, so that when you slide these with that new bracket, basically that bracket, and I'll show you later, has a little, I don't know, like these nubs that come up that replace this portion of it. Well, now it's pretty much reversed, where these need to get cut out so that these can fit around that, but I'll explain that more in detail. But yeah, I went ahead and marked these where I'm going to cut them, and on the back side I marked it as well. I don't know if you can see that, but I did it in black. But basically all of this is going to get cut out, and then these little nubs are going to get cut down like flush, and then these are going to get cut. So yeah, let's have at it. Okay, so got my Dremel, got my cutoff wheel. I think this is a metal cutting cutoff wheel. Yeah, I don't know if you can see that, but basically says metal right here. And yeah, you can pick this up at like Lowe's, I believe. It's called an Easy Lock. So you just pull down on this and you can turn the head, and easily comes out. And it just fits right inside of that slot. And then you turn it, and then it just locks into place. But let's give it a whirl. Oh, gotta plug it in, of course. Yeah, it's cutting right through that like butter. probably go around and clean these up and go back to the Jeep and slide this over and kind of show you how this is going to work. Alright guys, just real quick, just wanted to show you so you see what I was talking about. So this is one of the brackets. So those cutouts here are gonna go right in here on this portion, so just wanted to show you it slides right in, but it needs to be able to go all the way back into the loop right there. So I need to do a little more trimming, but I think this is a great example. Yeah, so I'm gonna trim that back a little more, and then so the larger cutout that we did right there is I don't think you can see it, but down in here where we cut that factory tab, that cutout we just did, it's gonna fit around that, because now this plate that we put in here kind of pushed everything up. So now now we have to make more clearance for it. But yeah, coming along.